Hey Robert, this is Daniel from Josh and Danny SEO. So I wanted to take a quick look at your website, see what's going on, kind of show you some ins and outs and things that kind of stood out to me. So right off the bat, I put in Robert Songer painting it and decorating, trying to see where your Google My Business profile is because that's very important to have. Obviously, yes, I know this is your website over here, and you have your Facebook, which is extremely good to have. So you're doing really well with that. Some people don't have Facebook, which I find to be incredibly interesting when most of the people who are gonna, kind of get a painting done, a job done are gonna be, 30 and up, which are Facebook. So here we have some pictures of you. So, um, I can get a glean on kind of where it is you are, and I came up with like I think Santa Rosa, which is great. So I'm able to compare you to what's going on in Santa Rosa. But let's take a look at your actual website, right? So robertsongerpainting.com. So you have your homepage, serving the North Bay areas, interior and exterior painting, residential and commercial with over 30 years hands experience. That's great. But what our customers are saying? So because this is a very incomplete website, it's not very clear on a lot of different things. You definitely want content on your website. This more looks like the business card you printed to just kind of hand out. It doesn't look, uh, how do I say it? It doesn't inspire confidence on somebody searching. Now, if they know you, that's great. Now, again, this is just one avenue of getting clients. There's many different avenues, and I'm sure you've been using them over the years. But if you wanted to use your website as another avenue, then there are obviously, content is going to be a huge deal. But let's take a look at the back end. Maybe I can clear a couple more things up. So a UR rating is how strong your website is. Now, there's not a lot of data. There is no data on your website actually. So obviously, there's not a lot I can show you there. A DR rating is how much Google trusts your website. It's kind of like your network. Now, all of these are kind of created through backlinks. Now, backlink is where you have your website link, robertsongerpainting.com, somewhere else. And a referring domain is when somebody clicks on that website link. Let's say they find it in, like a Wikipedia page or something like that. They click on it and it comes back to your actual website. So those are very important because those are going to increase your UR and DR rating. Now, one thing that you need to make sure of is not all backlinks are very good, right? You have some of them that are, like BuzzFeed and Wikipedia that are spammy. They're just like everyone can be there, so they're not going to really help you out. You want a third of ones that really help you out, like painters blogs, stuff like that, things that are relevant to what you do. Finally, the last thing you need is keywords, right? Organic keywords are basically it's like an association game between the customer and you. So, for example, right, this is what we would call a keyword, right? Anything you can type in Google. But I don't want to just type anything in. I want to be more specific. The more specific I am with my search, the more targeted I am of finding what I'm looking for. So, painters, Santa Rosa, California, right? I believe you are in Santa Rosa. If not, the idea is the same. So, a painter, I'm looking for a painter in Santa Rosa. So that accomplishes two things. It lets me know that, yes, I'm looking for a painter and I'm local, which means I have a higher inclination of buying. If I was just looking for questions, I would have said, hey, color code or I don't know, something like that. But this is also how Google Ads are created. They use these two unique combinations. But let's scroll down and see what we've found. So this is your GMB Google My Business profile. That's what I was trying to find when I put your name in. I was trying to see if you had one, and you didn't. Now, 30 to 40% of all people clicking on, putting anything in will click on one of these three guys. So it's very important to be in the top three here because that'll help you. It's another revenue stream, not revenue stream. It's another way of generating clients through your GMB. And it's not very difficult to do. You just name, number, address the same throughout a whole bunch of areas, a couple of other things, but we can talk about that later. But then after the GMB, we have your organic search. Anyone can rank here with a website as long as you know what you're doing. Now we have Yelp as number one. I don't care about them. Let's go to Mike Chavez painting. Now they're number two for the specific keyword, painters, Santa Rosa, California. Now, if I had put something else, if I had put Santa Rosa, California painters, I might have gotten somebody different as number two or number one. So it all depends on how you are or what you're typing in. And we have to take into account all those different variations in order to rank for the most amount of people searching. And I'm going to get to that in a second. But as you can see on their website, they have a click to call button here, free quote, cabinet estimate, and their social media. What is this? Pinterest. Wow, people still have that. but they're giving everyone the maximum amount of ability to apply, to call, anything like that. And they have services. It's a drop down menu. You always want to drop down. They have a blog and an FAQ, careers, contact, and then they go through a commercial, residential, and they kind of just talk about what it is they're offering and where. And obviously, residential painting, these are all links to other pages. So they're maximizing the amount of content. They're getting people interested. Residential, even like commercial, these are all just flipping to different things. I don't know, maybe people remember who those people are. View entire our entire portfolio. This is very important, by the way, because some people don't like calling. I don't seem to have an issue with it, but a lot of people would rather text or email instead. So you always want to give the maximum amount of options for people to be able to get in contact with you, and that includes Facebook and other thing like Facebook. What's the other one? Big one, Instagram, stuff like that. But let's take a look at the back end of Mike Chavez Painting.com and find out how they're really doing. So again, the tool I'm using is Ahrefs. It kind of lets me know how Google ranks them. Now they do have a UR rating of 28, which means they have a strong website, but only a DR of 4, which means that the backlinks they're using are weighted heavily more toward directories and less toward blogs and stuff that'll really help them out. They do also, out of the 1,280 backlinks, they have 95 referring domains. Not a great amount, as far as like a 10% ratio, they're less than 10%, but they also do have 219 keywords, which is, 219 variations of what people might click on to find them. But here's where I know that they're messing up on, because they have a blog and they have frequently asked questions, but they're only bringing in 117 organic traffic, which means they're ranking more for random things than they are for stuff that really needs help with. For example, paint contractors near me is a great thing to rank for, but this is a national keyword. And the problem with a national keyword is anyone in the world can type this in. So they're getting a lot of traffic, but these 46 people might have nothing to do with them. So there might not be any reason to rank for a keyword like this. This is great though. Santa Rosa painters, there's 200 people a month searching for this, and they're bringing in 28 of them because they're in position number 3. So as you can see, this is the same parameters I used. It's somebody looking for a painter in Santa Rosa. This I don't care about because it's somebody who knows them. And Chavez painting, again, worldwide, you don't want that. Same for this one. You want to be extremely specific in what you're looking for. Windsor might be an area that you might service. Commercial painting in Windsor, 30 people a month searched. He's getting 2 of them because he's in position number 6. So you always want to maximize the keywords you're going to use. Santa Rosa painting, 34 because they're in position 4. You want to maximize the type of keyword. You want to maximize the volume that you can get. So any high volume keyword that makes sense is what you're going to want. And then finally, you want you can only get the good traffic when you're in a high position. If you're on page 1, good. Page 2, we hide dead bodies there. Definitely don't go to page 2. So how does this help you out overall? Yes, there's no information here. So what we would do is we would do a few things. We would look at your website and we would add pages of content, right? Because we need content in there, right? And the content, we would be able to add in those keywords to make sure that you can rank for them. And then finally, we need backlinks, right? And the good news is we can go over to Mike Chavez and we can take we can take what he's using as backlinks, because they're obviously working for him to be number 2 for certain things. And we just find the 95 he's using, give it to yourself, and then add an additional 50 or 60 on top of that, and then continuously add on to cement yourself as the number 1. Well, anyway, that's all I got. You got those different options. You have the website, you have, SEO, obviously, to help rank yourself organically to the front so people just come to you naturally. And then finally, you have your GMB. If you do have any questions about any of this, let me know. Other than that, you have an amazing day. Bye.